Good morning, everyone. Hello. Just really nice to see you. Hope you've all had a good summer. September seems to have come along really, really quickly. And it's, well, we had the thunderstorms last night. So it's definitely feeling autumnal, I would say. But thank you so much for joining me. Also just wanted to say a well done to all of the contestants of the Surrey Half Marathon. Well done to you all. But also just mention that I know a few of you have commented and also sent me some messages about why the Surrey Marathon is always along the same route. It affects quite a few residents because it does constrain your movements. And I am so conscious of that ever since the Surrey Marathon was set up, it's always been done in Woking. It's always been along the same route year upon year. And considering it is the Surrey Marathon, why it is not slightly, wider field in other parts of Surrey, which is a really, I think, valid question, and a question that I am happy to raise with Surrey County Council. It's a question that I'm happy to raise with the organisers. But what I will do is I'll do just a kind of Facebook poll just to get a wider view and an opinion. So please do take part in the poll when I set it up. Let me know what your thoughts are on perhaps alternating the route of the marathon in other parts of Surrey, perhaps in other parts of Woking. Those options obviously are worth discussing. But then also you can always send me an email or comment below in terms of your thoughts on the Surrey Half Marathon. So just wanted to get that just in a discussion point. Please, do comment on that. Also wanted to mention that September is Heritage Month, which is fantastic. So it's a national thing. And of course, Woking as a borough is taking part in that. We've got lots of things going on. We're very lucky in Woking. We have great heritage here, and there's lots of things going on within the borough, open days that you can go to. I'll put a link so you can see all the various open days that are going on in the borough. But of course, in my division of Woking South West, we have the fantastic Brookwood Cemetery. The open day was yesterday, which I was able to attend. It was really great. We did a short video whilst I was there, just to give you a flavour of what was happening and the event. So let's have a look at that video, see what you think of it.
Hi, I'm Ayesha Azad. I'm at Brookwood Cemetery for the Heritage Day. It's great to be here, I have to say. It's also really nice to see so many people. It's really busy. Lots of people enjoying all of the different aspects of this fantastic heritage asset that we have in Woking. It was great to speak also to the Brookwood Cemetery Society, who've got a stand here, as well as lots of other organisations. Just a great feel and presence of people here. It's also great to see progress being made on the cemetery. We've got a new addition of notable graves, and if you go and click on the QR code there, you can see who's buried at that grave. So lovely to see Brookwood Cemetery progressing and making it much more user-friendly for people to come and explore, have a look. Brookwood Cemetery is part of the wider Heritage Day. There's lots of other places in Woking that are also open to the public. I will just do a link at the bottom so you can see what else is available in terms of Woking, exploring, looking at all of the different heritage sites that we have here. But I have to say, Brookwood Cemetery has got to be on top of your list because it is such a beautiful site. It's peaceful, there's lots of information, and I do hope that you're able to come along and have a look at all of the improvements that have been done and just make the most of this fantastic site that we have here right on our doorsteps.
So yeah, please do go ahead, do go along to the various open days and enjoy some of the heritage in our borough. So then there's lots going on in the division, lots going on in St John's, in Heath, and different parts of my division, starting off with an update on St John's footbridge. That is something I know that so many of you are really keen to get an update on. I was really pleased to be able to get that update. And again, I was able to do a short video just by the bridge, just letting everybody know what was going on. So let's play the video, and then we'll talk to it.
Ayesha Azad. I'm just by St John's footbridge on the Heath side. Just wanted to update everybody on where we are in terms of replacement of the bridge. I had a conversation with Network Rail earlier this week, and a letter came through just letting everyone know that the work on the bridge will start in December with a new bridge in January, which is great news. So many of you have been engaged with this and wanted the bridge replaced as soon as possible. There will also be a stakeholder engagement session in October where the plans for the bridge will be shown to residents and feedback taken on those plans. As soon as I hear information about the date and timings of those, of course I will share that with you, but I just wanted to give a quick update on this good news in terms of replacing the bridge by the end of the year.
So I haven't heard back from Network Rail in terms of the date of the stakeholder event, which I know we're really keen to attend. I'm certainly really keen to attend. Hopefully, see lots of you there. That is the chance that we'll have to actually have a look at what Network Rail have put together in terms of the design of the bridge, and feed our comments into what we think of it. Hopefully, they've kind of taken on board what we had said at the previous engagement event, which we did in, I believe we did that in March. And then we can finally have a look at what the design looks like. So as soon as I hear about the date, I will, of course, let you know. But I'm pleased because back in March, I was really keen for the bridge to be completed this year. I did stress that. I made some comments about the design in terms of visibility, looking at the trains and the importance of that for residents. So I'm quite keen and hopeful that they have taken those my comments and residents' comments on board. So we look forward, I think, with quite a lot of anticipation in terms of what the bridge looks like and feedback to Network Rail. And then, of course, the work will start in December, and we will definitely, hopefully, have the bridge completed and open in January. So really looking forward to that. So that's my update on St John's Bridge. Sorry, I'm just looking at my notes here, so make sure that I don't forget anything. And then, so my next is another big infrastructure project, is the Purbright Tunnel in Brookwood. So this is, again, something that's got a lot of historical context, in the sense that so many residents, ever since I've been elected at County Council, have spoken to me about the issues at the tunnel in terms of crossing, sequencing of the lights, there not being enough pedestrian crossing and all of that space. So really pleased that Surrey County Council is going to deliver improvements on that bridge. We have, I did another short video which has got lots of information. Let's run that video, and then I can fill in any bits that the video misses. So let's run the video so you can have a look at what I'm talking about.
Hi, I'm Ayesha Azad. I'm in Brookwood, just by the Purbright Tunnel. Just wanted to give an update on where we are in terms of improvements to the Purbright Tunnel. We had a petition a good few years ago from parents in Brookwood wanting better access for going through the tunnel. They're dropping off children in the morning, and trying to get through and cross was really, really difficult. And I'm really pleased to say that the improvements to the tunnel are now finally being done. The work is going to start in October. It's going to take about 5 weeks to do the work, and we're going to end up with much better access for parents, both those that are coming from Purbright and those in Brookwood going across there. There's going to be pavements. Sorry, I'm going to go this way. There's going to be a pavement going from the car park all the way through up to the tunnel. You're going to get all of that shrubbery and all of that cut back, and then you're going to have better access in terms of the traffic lights. The phasing of the traffic lights, both sides, from the Brookwood side and the Purbright side, is going to be phased so that pedestrians get access, and the timings will be so that pedestrians are able to go through the tunnel much easier. There's also going to be a proper pedestrian crossing at the end of Cllr Road, so that people going to school are able to cross safely without having to interpret the traffic lights as to when is the best time to cross. The project has taken longer than many residents wanted or hoped for, but it was a really complex project in terms of you had Network Rail involved, you had Surrey County Council involved, and the funding streams had to be put together. I contributed from my highways budget, also Councillor Heath also contributed from his budget, as well as other sources. So what this will mean for families with children in Brookwood is a much safer and much more pleasant crossing when they're taking their children to school in the morning and afternoon, and of course that's what we all want to see. I want to say a thank you to all of the residents that put together the petition, all of the residents that have sent emails to me prioritising this to be done. I'm pleased that it's finally being done, and I think we all look forward to it being delivered in October.
So I think that kind of contained most of the information. Just basically, it's. I'm just pleased that it's finally being delivered. It's taken longer than we all expected, but pleased that the work is starting in October, and I definitely am looking forward to the results of that. As are, I think, many of the residents, and especially the parents of children taking children to school. So I'm next going to move on. I've got a very special guest here today from it's Ian Moore from the Basingstoke Canal Society. I think those of us who live in working southwest, whether that's St John's or of course Brookwood, we've got the fantastic Basingstoke Canal running through that part of the borough, and the society does some great work. So I thought it'd be great to have Ian here just to talk about the work that the society does and some of the challenges I think faced by the work that they do. Hi Ian, thank you so much for joining me.
Good morning everyone, and actually it was quite a good segue you did there, because in the background of your previous bit on the Purbright Tunnel you had Lock 15 of the canal.
I did.
It's brilliant. So thanks for the opportunity. You didn't mention it though, but thanks for the opportunity. I'll just give you some of the headlights, the highlights of what's happening with the Canal Society.
Please do.
So the canal is owned by Surrey and Hampshire County Councils, and they are nowadays responsible, well they have always been responsible for the capital budget programmes. Unfortunately, the revenue budget programs have been hit by local riparian councils, Woking being one, because they're very apologetic, withdrawing their £50,000 a year funding, and that's replicated along the canal. So the revenue funding, so there's a new canal model in place, which we're working through with the Canal Authority, who manage the canal on a daily basis. So the Canal Society will probably end up doing more than traditionally has been the same. So the Canal Society, we've got heading towards 1,400 members. Of that, like many societies, was about 250 do the work, and which is fine because it's only £15 for a member to join. And you can join online and pay online on the Canal website, and that money goes into the canal, not literally into the canal.
Yeah.
But what we do, we use it to buy equipment. So both Surrey and Hampshire County Councils have declared a climate emergency. So what we try and do is buy more electric equipment, hedge cutters, trimmers, stuff like that. And the volunteers, when they're trained, go out and use them.
Fantastic. And so Ian, I know that the canal's having a consultation. Is that still going on? And what's the consultation about?
No, that's finished. It was primarily around the new working model, which came into place in April. So in April, Surrey County Council took over essentially operating the canal centre at Mitchett and the boats and the campsite. and that comes under the realm of Katie MacDonald. And we've got a really good working relationship with both countrysides in Hampshire and Surrey, which hasn't always been, but we have now, which has been great. Can I just go back to volunteering again? One of the things that we've seen since COVID is the uptick in corporate CSR days. So this is corporate social responsibility days, where companies come out, spend a day or half a day working with us to trim back vegetation on the towpath, because the Canal Authority and ourselves get people complaining, nettles, brambles, I get scratched, kids in the buggies, a bit like your picture of Purbright, overgrown vegetation. We, working with them, cut it back, and to date we've had 268 individuals from corporates, just under 1,500 hours from 22 companies. So they're not all, we made the assumption that everybody lived locally. And you get people, no, I'm from Chesterfield, I'm from Bristol.
Wow.
What? Yes, wow. And it's amazing. They give donations to us as well, which helps enormously, for the petrol, for the boats. And so it's great. And for them, it's a great way of team building, because they've not met each other, especially if you, because we assume everybody works for, say in Woking, you've got BOC or Asahi, and everybody knows each other. They don't. I'm on the 3rd floor and I'm on the 1st floor, and they've never met. And yet they met doing a communal activity. So the activities they do, so we've got, as I mentioned, vegetation clearance in Woking to Lock 7. From the junction with the River Wey, we've got an invasive species called hydrocotyle, which grows at the rate of a foot a day, and just carves the canal and kills everything off under it. So we've got to take it out either mechanically. So the Canal Society funded a bright orange conver weed cutter, which is based at Bridge Barn. So the guys who are trained go out and use it. Or for the smaller bits, we'll use the workboats with corporate volunteers and yank it out that way. Right.
Excellent. Excellent. And so if there was one thing that you could ask, or our listeners might want to take away from, you know, what support they can give the society, what would you say?
Can I give 2 things?
Of course you can do. Yeah, you can do 3.
Gosh, we've known each other too. Oh gosh, started raining again. So plenty of water. So I think, firstly, if they join the Canal Society, and you can look it up, as I mentioned earlier, just Google Basingstoke Canal and join the Canal Society. You can pay online. If you don't want to do that, a simpler way is we've got a scheme called Lengthsman, and they just, if you're out walking the dog or just going to stretch your legs, or this time of year pick blackberries, just walk along the canal. If there's anything you see untoward, and it could be in Woking, so we take that off. It could be a tree's come down or a shopping trolley. Let the Canal Authority know, or us, and we'll come and shift it. So it's a simple, you don't have to, but it's a simple way of doing it. But if you do sign up to be a lengthsman, and they do prefer to be called lengthsman, you would get issued with a can of spray paint, and that's to highlight dog poo on the towpath. So if you've ever seen it, it's bright pink. If anybody, because it's primarily to protect visually impaired people who may not see it, we don't remove it, highlight it. So people.
That's really useful to know, actually.
So they're not doing a Banksy. We remove those, but they can do it on the towpath.
Brilliant. And do you have any kind of open days where, you know, residents can come along? I know you've got the centre as well, and you know, is there any particular day in the year that's open for residents to enjoy the canal a bit more?
Not really. We've got not an open day. They can walk along any time. We do
Yeah, of
have a
course.
new trip boat that's going into operation next year, which is being built
Okay.
once we get the infrastructure in place, which has
Yeah.
been part funded by Surrey County Council. So thank you very much, Surrey County Council. Called
Excellent.
Kitty 2, which takes over from Kitty 1.
Would you
And again,
mind?
she's all electric. Is again
Brilliant.
our contribution to net zero.
Fantastic.
So she'll be operating from Town Wharf in Woking Town Centre, opposite near the light box.
Yeah.
But yeah, come join us. I mean, I know it's off your patch, Alicia, but next weekend there's a festival at Dapdune Wharf on the River Way, and we will
Okay.
have a stand there. So it's open from 10:30 till, is it 10:30? 10:30 till 5
Okay.
is the
Fantastic.
festival. I know my daughter's play acting group are performing down there as well.
Brilliant.
So yeah,
Fantastic.
not an
Oh,
open day. Just
I will certainly put that in my diary, and I'll try and pop along.
yeah.
No, thank you. I mean,
I'll be there
it's been
sometime, but not all the.
brilliant. Well, because I've always been very supportive of the work that society does. I love the canal. I think it's such an amazing resource that we have here. It's so appreciated by my residents. I'm always happy to support the work that you do, and just thank you so much for joining me this morning and just letting us know how residents can join and what how we can make the most of this amazing thing that we have in our borough.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Ian. Hopefully I'll see you soon. So that was great. That was lovely to have Ian just talk about the canal. Do let me know your comments, your thoughts on the canal improvements or anything else. But yeah, please do join the society and see how we can all kind of contribute to its longevity, really, because they are obviously struggling in terms of funding, and it's always good to support local resources. So I'm going to now go on back into things that are going on within the division. So where we are, so Gorswood Road and Lansdowne Close. If you remember, I did a video, it was back in July, just saying that I was going to get resurfacing work and improvements along Gorswood Road, especially the bit just outside the shops, and Lansdowne Close, which was in terrible shape. Surrey County Council came, they did some of the really terrible, the bits that were really terrible, and it was just some patching work. However, the wider resurfacing of the whole road is now on what's called Project Horizon, which is a Surrey County Council wide project. It's all of the roads that need to be done within the whole of the county, and they're categorized in terms of basically how terrible they are and what their condition they are, and that's how it's prioritized. The worst roads get done first, and these are on that Horizon project, and so they will be done over the next, hopefully, few months. Roughly, the timeline is anything between 12 months and 24 months on Horizon project. Could be a bit longer, could be a bit less, but of course, my job as your county councillor is to make sure, firstly, they get on that list, and then they are prioritised sooner. So I will keep pushing highways to get those roads resurfaced. But thought I'd give you a quick update on where we are in case you were wondering. And then we are on Black Horse Road. Now, I know so many of you have written to me about Black Horse Road. We had a serious accident there back in June. So since then, I have been working on that road to see improvements. Again, I was there a few days ago, and we did a short video on that. So let's play that, and then I can talk to it after.
Hi, I'm Ayesha Azad. I'm on just by the crossroads on Black Horse Road. A few months ago we had a really serious accident here, and since then I've been working with Surrey County Council to get improvements at this junction. There was an issue with a lot of tree foliage just over there, overhanging. so that has now been cut back. The road markings have been repainted, and there is still some work to do in terms of signage. I need improvement on the signage. It's not completely clear, it needs to be cleaned and pointing in the right direction. I have also asked Surrey County Council to do speed surveys on the full length of Black Horse Road and Heath House Road, and install 2 vehicle activated signs on Black Horse Road. So historically this is a dangerous, in my view, a bit of a dangerous junction, especially in the winter months when it's foggy and it's wet. Obviously we do rely on drivers to drive sensibly, not speed, especially in bad weather. But Surrey County Council's job is really to mitigate the risks that are there, make sure that drivers are well informed in terms of the right signage, in terms of road markings. So obviously some things have been done, there are still improvements to be made. There's a road sign just there that needs to be fixed. I will continue to work with the highways team to make sure that everything that came out of that accident report is implemented and that this junction is as safe as it can possibly be.
So as I said in the video, some things have been done. There are still improvements to be made. It's taken, the pace of doing those works has been slower than I would have wished, and I think a lot of you expected. But August was the month where we had a lot of, Surrey County Council highways had staffing issues, people were away, etc., etc. That's, and so the pace of work was not as fast as I think we would all want it to be. And the speed surveys will be done. That will look at the average speed that drivers are going along, and then what we can do, and that will feed into data in terms of what we can do to mitigate that speed. So just wanted to give everybody an update. I am working on it, and it will continue. I will continue to obviously keep you updated. It's always terrible when there is an accident in. I mean, in my division, on the roads that Surrey County Council are responsible for. So whenever that happens, I make sure that Surrey County Council obviously look at the police report. They have a look. We have a wider discussion and look at what we can do to mitigate risks to drivers and pedestrians. So just wanted to give everybody an update on Black Horse Road. That kind of now brings me to the end of this Facebook Live. Thank you so much again for joining me. As you know, we had a bit of a gap between the last one in the summer and this one, because obviously over the summer months, but now we are going to be going into autumn and into the new year. So every 3 weeks or so, we will have a session where, please do join me, put forward any questions that you might have. And of course, if there's any issue, we can always get you on here and we can discuss it very much like I had Ian, which is always good to have guests. So yeah, let me know if you want to join, if there's any burning issue within the division that you want to discuss. Happy to have you on here, or leave a comment. So yeah, thank you. The next session is on the 28th of September, about 2:30. I'll put the information again on my Facebook page. Please do give it a like, give it a follow, also on Facebook, and I'm also on Instagram, just keeping you updated on what is going on within the division. And yeah, thank you. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. See you next time. Bye.